When a girl doesn't text back, it sucks ass, and I'm gonna give you 3 things to deal with that. The first being the actual text to send that causes her to reply, but also causes her to respect you. The second thing is a mindset trick so that you can stay calm and you don't feel like shit every time that someone doesn't respond. And the third thing is an insight to help you better understand women and level up your game. Screenshot time. See a beautiful girl with a beautiful t-shirt that says, "I'm a cunt." My opener is, "We're matching." She's kind. She says, "You really don't look like it." And here's where I'm gonna try a little bit of a special tactic that needs an introduction. So I go, okay, wait, I know I'm bypassing a few unwritten rules here, but trust me for a second and WhatsApp me so I can send a photo. Then my opener will make complete sense. I dump my phone number and she slides. "Hi Louis, Sarah here. Please explain yourself. Haha. You've got my respect for the trust. Let me run to a mirror." And then I instantly ran to a mirror, dropped on my pants, and revealed a beautiful tattoo I have that says, "Sick cunt." Get it? We're matching. But unfortunately, she never replied. So as you can see by the timestamp, 4 hours later, I had to double text. "Sarah, this silence after our cool cunt connection is becoming increasingly painful." To which she instantly replies, "Hi, the tattoo is so fun. You're so real for that." So there are 3 mistakes that I see a lot of guys making over and over again when they don't get a response. And we're gonna quickly go over all 3 just briefly because the chances are very high that you are making some of those mistakes and we can prevent them. And then we go to a great tailor-made text that you can use in case you didn't get a response. And the first one, guys, it sounds super obvious, but I honestly see this one being made most of all. I would say 90% chance you're guilty of it too. It is just assuming the worst. You sent a text and you didn't get a response. Maybe not within an hour or a few hours or days. And you're like, fucking hell, this girl doesn't love me, or my text sucks, or my game sucks, I'm not attractive. Sometimes the text sucks, but honestly, most of the time, it really is something completely out of your control. Like, you have to realize girls get swarmed with attention on dating apps. They have so many texts coming in and yours just gets snowed under by a bunch of peasant Paul spamming her compliments, or she's just done with the app for a few days, or she saw your text and actually wanted to reply but then got distracted and blah blah blah. Usually when my clients are in a situation like this, I calm them down a bit and make them wait. More often than not, before I have to tell them what to text next, the girl already comes back. That is of course implying that our last text was not super shabby. And if your last text was super shabby, we're also gonna give you a solution for that in this video. Stay tuned. The second one, a little bit harder to fix, is caring too much. When you care too much, your texts are gonna come across as needy, or a girl gives you a little bit of attention and you react in a big emotional way, so she feels that you just get super invested very quickly. Not very attractive. This is a bit harder to fix because you can sort of fake it until you make it, but until you get good game and you become an attractive guy, you likely will have a bit of a scarcity thing going on online, so then not caring a lot is tough. Be aware that you might be reacting too emotional, too eager, too needy, and try to tone it down. And the third one is for the guys that just have very little hope for themselves or want to act tough all the time and they don't double text. You text, she doesn't respond, and you give up. Because you're like, fuck, I'll look like a needy chode, I'll look like a loser. I would say, who cares? Let's say if even 20% of the times where you do double text, it actually makes the conversation continue or you get a date, is that not worth it? Does it matter that the other girls don't respond and potentially even thought you're a needy loser? Like, who cares? You had already lost them and now you have 20% more dates. And if your double texts are good, it's gonna be more than 20%. So let's get to how to send those good texts when she doesn't respond. The first thing you have to know here is that it's all really context dependent. If a girl wasn't responding well, we would teach our guys to say, hey, I feel like we're growing apart, and then you insert a word that matches your personality, like a funny nickname. For example, I would say, hey, I feel like we're growing apart, Broseph, or I feel like we're growing apart, Baby Grill, or I feel like we're growing apart, Queenie. Just something silly like that that makes it clear that you're joking. It's funny to mention that you're growing apart when you don't get a response because you couldn't grow apart. You never were together. So then it's funny and it shows that you take it in a light-spirited way. So you're not butthurt. You're not emotionally affected by the fact that that a stranger on a dating app didn't respond. But it often would get girls to respond. But that's why I'm saying it's context dependent, because what I've also noticed with clients is that someone actually got off of Tinder and you're texting for a while and you're building a bit of a connection. And then 3 months in, the guy's like, hey, I feel like we're growing apart, Queenie. And then it's not really fun anymore because that's exactly what's happening. You are growing apart and you're just pointing it out. Okay, let's look at another example. And this one's coming from an app that we're building where you upload a screenshot and we'll tell you exactly what to say. So let's look at one of those and brace yourself. The texting is pretty damn horrible, pretty painful, but there's a very good lesson in there for you. Are you the Sarah that I went to school with? Yes. Since when did you get so... Because that's not how I remember you. Pretty sure I was 12 or 13 when we were in that school, so... Well, you've grown into quite the woman since I last saw you. She's like, thanks? Okay, kind of creepy. Anyway, this happened, and if you're watching this and you're really focused and you're overthinking, you might be like, hey, Louis, but she actually responded. This is not, she didn't respond. Actually, this is worse because she's not responding, she's laughing at him, which is way more painful. So how do you handle this type of situation? And let's look at what I told my bot to say in this specific case. Whoa, I did just sound like a grandpa talking to his grandchild, didn't I? Send, next text. Are you still in contact with anyone? Why is this so good? Why do I want you to text like this whenever you mess up? To be clear, the first screenshot that we saw of my own conversation, it's not that I messed up. I thought my texts were good and she didn't respond. Pointed out that she's not responding in a sort of a self-deprecating, funny way. But this guy actually messed up. His texts were giga cringe. So we have to own the situation. Hopefully you know it was cringe. Hopefully you saw that. The girl definitely saw it. She's like, thanks. Everyone knows it was cringe. So show that you have the social skills, the emotional intelligence, you understand women good enough to realize that what you did was cringe, and then owning up to it, that is very attractive. And it shows all the things I just listed. It shows that you're smart enough and brave enough to be like, okay, I fucked up, that was giga cringe, right? So we pointed out like, damn, I actually sounded like a grandpa talking to his grandchild. Oh, you've grown into such a beautiful woman, eh? If a grandpa does it to his grandchild, it's fine. If anyone else does it, it's mega creepy. So we pointed out, we showed, we got it, we messed up, we were creepy. And then just pointing that out might already be enough, but I prefer to then take control of the convo, move it forward. See if the girl's down to talk more. So that's why I ask, are you still in contact with anyone from school? I hope that the two examples that you saw in this video resonate with you and you see why it's good and why it works. That's the most important thing. But I also know that some of you will be like, okay, great, but then I recovered and then I don't know what to say again. That's also fine. It will take some time. Finding your voice, your way of flirting, becoming good at this, especially if you've never been good at it, it takes some time. It takes some practice. That's why you're watching this video, so you're already doing a good job. If you want some more help with that, I have the 10 texts that always work. It's free. You can click the link in the bio. I'll send them to you along with some other stuff. A free workshop, for example, to teach you how to keep a conversation going. Good shit. And it's free. Check it out in the bio. The best part about it is you'll come on my newsletter. Those are emails that I send to you every day. I write them myself. I'm very proud of them. I get a lot of good reactions on these from people saying that they're helpful and they motivate them and they teach them new stuff and they get a good laugh because I try to make them funny. So try it out. Try my 10 texts that always work. Read my newsletters. If you don't like them, you can get out again. You'll have lost nothing. Link in bio, baby grill, and subscribe so we don't grow apart, Queenie.